The SQ are calling it the biggest operation of its kind in its history. This morning, officers and their partners descended on 70 different locations in Quebec and Ontario to dismantle what they're calling a huge contraband tobacco smuggling ring. Caroline, this is an operation that's been in the works for over a year now.
18 months of investigation, Mitsumi, which had already led to some seizures of contraband tobacco earlier than today. But today was the day that SQ, RCMP, Ontario Provincial Police, working with Canadian Border Services agencies, descended on 70 different locations in Quebec and Ontario, including Ganawagi and the Six Nations Reserve in Ontario. They were armed with arrest warrants for 60 people. Now, all of them were allegedly involved with this massive operation that saw tens of thousands of kilograms of smuggled tobacco worth $13.5 million into Canada between 2014 and today. The tobacco, they allege, was being brought into Canada from North Carolina. It was brought over in vans and large trucks over Canada-U.S. border crossings at Laval, Quebec, and Lansdowne and Fort Erie in Ontario. And that tobacco was then transformed here to resell on the streets as illegal goods. It was often sold here in Ziploc bags. Now, the operation to dismantle this smuggling ring was the biggest ever, as we've said, taken in the history of the SQ. And here are some of the people alleged to have been involved in it.
We can say as far now they were related to biker gangs organized crime. There were several individuals working for that specific organization. We can say that they were active since a couple of years because they were really structured. They had contacts everywhere in the legal side of it, also of transportation. You have to know that the transportation were on ground transportation with vans, so they were using roads to bring the tobacco here illegally. So they were really structured.
Now, aside from the tobacco, police also seized $1.5 million in Canadian cash and $3 million US dollars, money that they say was laundered, and sizable quantities of other drugs, including cocaine, methamphetamines, fentanyl, and pot. But they estimate that the entire tobacco ring in itself defrauded the Canadian government of more than $530 million in tax revenues. Mitsumi?
Okay, thank you very much, Caroline. That was Caroline Van Vlartigen up in our newsroom.